welcome back to 12 Tales of Christmas. Every second day up until Christmas I will tell you one of my disastrous, funny, weird, or just hilarious travel tales from around the world. And so welcome back on the second day. Today, I know, I wanted to talk to you about the day I carried a shrine and caught a goldfish, because that's very important and I'm very proud of it, and it's also bizarre. So let's go, right? Okay, I was in Japan, first and foremost. It was my first time in Japan. I was in Tokyo. I was lost because I couldn't figure out where my hostel was. It's really tricky actually to figure out Google Maps, or just generally in Japan. Like, it doesn't work that well, and also the address system doesn't make that much sense. Usually when you are in Japan and you want to find your hostel or hotel, whatever, they provide directions online with pictures so you can make sense of the directions much better, because yeah, Google Maps doesn't really work. So anyway, I was stranded in Asakusa and I had a 25-kilo backpack on my back. Don't ask, it's a regret. So I asked a couple people, and a lot of them didn't even know the place, or they didn't speak English, but I found a merchant who finally found someone to help me, and someone who spoke English for a change, which is really nice of the Japanese. When they don't know how to help you, they find someone else who can help you, because they really are kind and forthcoming. Anyway, so they found a woman. She was pushing her bike, she was coming towards us, and they stopped her. And also, she didn't know, but she spoke English, so she kind of enlisted more and more people, and in the end we had like a group of 6 businessmen who were all consulting their phones, whispering among each other, and then they spread out in like a starfish pattern, like scouted the area to see where it could be, and then they came back to consult again, and this way we like inched our way forward around the neighborhood, which was super funny to watch. And we did find it in the end. And then everyone was like super proud to like present it to me, like, da da da, we're here. And it was a love hotel. I'm like, I didn't book that. They were like, no, turn around, like the other side. And that was a hostel, which used to be in a love hotel. So weird. I'm like, okay, bye. So all of them went their ways because they fulfilled their duty, apparently, like just bowed and then they left. And I was like so happy about this kind of random act of kindness. But that was not all, because the woman invited me to like her little family festival the next day, and I thought, that's so sweet, of course I'm gonna come, I want to learn more about your culture. So the next day I showed up and the entire district was full of people. You could barely inch your way forward, you're like a sardine. Turns out it was Sanja Matsuri, which is one of the biggest festivals in Japan. It's a temple festival dedicated to Sensoji temple, and it is massive. There's so many mikoshi, which are like tiny replica of Sensoji, and they're portable shrines that at least 20 people carry, because they're so massive. They weigh a couple tons, and yeah, it's an honor to carry them around. They do it all day. They carry them around their neighborhood and then back to Sensoji, and it's like an entire day full of temple festivals. There's events, there's dances, there's music, there's a lot of food, and it's also an opportunity for families to come together, which is where my friend has invited me to. So I met up with them, and they were all super lovely, and they showed me around, introduced me to the entire thing, and at one point they were like, do you want to try on a jacket? I'm like, sure. Everyone was wearing like the same jacket, white and blue, and had a big like logo and Japanese writing on the back, and everyone's wearing kind of like the same uniform in a way. And so I was like, that's nice that I can try it on. And before I knew it, I was kind of pushed towards carrying one of the shrines, which, like I said, is such an honor. And I ended up not really carrying because I didn't know where to grab it, but I was just like trying to. It was so awkward. I'm like, how do you, like, where's the instruction on how to hold a mini shrine? Like, how does this work? Do I hold my arm like this, or like up? And it was like a giant wooden beam that you had to hold on to. And there's like so many other people were like pushing, and they're sweating like crazy because it's so hot. So it's a lot of hard work. So I ended up doing that for a bit. And when I got tired, there's always someone else coming in, swooping in, so it doesn't crash, obviously. God, nobody wants that. Yeah, and I went back to the temple for a festival and food. I saw a Maiko dance, which is like a temple maiden dance, and it's so beautiful and gracious. And then before I knew it, I detected this stall where they had goldfish catching. And if you're anyway familiar with manga and anime, you would have probably seen some temple festival that, you know, documented in one form or another. And there's always this little thing where people capture goldfish to take them home, but they have like a little ring which has super thin rice paper on it, and if you know rice paper, it will rip when it gets in touch with water or any kind of force. So I wanted to try it, so I bought 3 rice rings or whatever they're called, and I tried to copy what other moms were teaching their kids and how to do it, because the kids couldn't do it. They just were too forceful, and I'm like, I don't want to be that. I want to catch at least 1 goldfish. So I observed them, and then I ended up catching 8, just like swooping them in, like super, not easy, but if you know like the technique. I was so very proud of myself that I could do that, and I caught 8, and I couldn't take any of them home because I don't have a home. So I released them back for other people to catch. So that was really awesome, and I love learning more about other cultures and about meeting people. Helped me introduce myself into that culture and a little bit, and learn more and understand it better, because that's what travel is for, right? And if you want to hear more of my stories, there's going to be another video in the next 2 days and then 2 days after until Christmas. So subscribe and follow, enable notifications, because sometimes they won't show up in your feed. Also, I have a blog with a lot of more information, and I have a book about all of the travel stories in Australia, New Zealand and Japan. Japan is just in German though, but it's on Amazon, and you can buy it if you want to for Christmas. And I hope to see you around in the next 2 days, right? Or watch the previous video. Until then, thank you. I hope I did that right. Bye.